An intervention, it's sort of hard to describe, but really it's a coming together. It's a surprise party for people who have addictions. And you get in their face and you scream at them and you make them feel really badly about themselves. And then they stop. If anything ever happened to you, I would be very angry at myself for not doing all that I could do.
I know I drink. I like to party.
I want you to say I'm an alcoholic.
I'm not an alcoholic.
You can say it as loudly as you want, but we're not going to believe you.
I was waiting until later to hand out this year's gifts from corporate. I don't think they're appropriate anymore.
This is a reenacted interview between Dan N. and one of our group members. I'm playing the group member.
I'm playing Dan N.
What triggered the start of your drinking?
My drinking and drug use was triggered by my peer group. I wanted to fit in with the group.
What pushed you to become sober?
I realized that my drug and alcohol use was not the norm. A few of my friends pointed out that I may be having trouble with it.
What do you wish the community knew about alcoholism and addiction that may be difficult to understand to those who do not suffer from it?
That it can be overcome, and once people get sober, they can change their ways. There is a stigma associated with suffering from alcoholism and drugs.
As you were getting sober, do you find your addiction moving elsewhere? Is it an addiction to alcohol specifically for you, or is it an addictive personality that now shows up in other ways?
If I didn't use Alcoholics Anonymous, I know that I would look to other areas to change my feelings. This is what alcoholism is about, your feelings. If you feel bad, get drunk. If you're depressed, get drunk. If you had a bad day, get drunk. AA is a great program to help you deal with your feelings.
What are the specific differences you felt about your body, physically and mentally, when you were in the midst of your addiction and gradually when you started to become sober?
When you are in an addiction, it's all about the addiction. You don't care about anything else. It causes you to be very self-centered. As you get sober in AA, you are encouraged to take care of your body and to change your thinking. By exercising, you release endorphins that help to minimize the negative feelings associated with withdrawals.
Did your drinking or being sick from drinking ever interfere with taking care of your home, family, schoolwork, or any other important aspects of your life?
Yes, drinking and cocaine addiction was the most important thing. Relationships, money, and physical health all suffered.
Did you realize that drinking leads to depression, anxiety, and other health problems, or were you in denial about it and did not think that it could happen to you?
It's a progressive disease. At first it's fun, but then it becomes a problem that you can't stop.
Did you have any specific withdrawal symptoms, and if so, what were they?
Not really, I just felt like crap. I was hungover and would binge sleep constantly.
What can social drinkers do to help friends who struggle with alcoholism?
Be honest with them. Let them know how their drinking has affected them. For example, last night when you were drunk, I was embarrassed or frightened. Telling them that they have a problem is not going to get the desired result.
What advice do you have for those who might be too nervous to speak out about their addiction or are in denial about it?
Get to a meeting and speak to someone who has some sobriety. We know how you feel. What did you guys expect going to an AA meeting?
Honestly, I expected the people that were going to be there to be very rough and shady.
Mm-hmm.
And when we got there, I was surprised to find people who were mothers and looked like, I don't know, sports coaches or just like
They
your
just
neighbor
looked like
next
any
door.
any
Normal
person.
people.
Yeah.
I definitely expected probably like just older people, but there were actually like really young people there too.
Yeah, there's
Like
people
teenagers.
our age.
I think there's going to be that many people though either.
Yeah, there's
I
a lot
think
of
there's
people.
that many alcoholics there.
And they were veterans and stuff.
Yeah.
Did people like stand up and share their stories, or did they just like, or like would one person talk, or like?
It was just one person that talked and shared her story.
Yeah, she went in like in depth telling, so it was
Okay.
very emotional.
Her whole life, kind of.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, from the time that she had her first drink to the different parts of her life that drinking impacted her negatively, and then to sobering up.
So what did you guys take away from the meeting after sitting on it?
I guess I just thought alcoholism was just something that was not easy to get rid of, but you could get rid of it kind of easy, I guess. But now just learning that it really is a disease, and I guess the trials that they go through was really crazy just to hear in person.
And it's a big lifetime thing. People have been in there for years. It's not something you just kind of go to and then stop when you're better.
Yeah, especially even though the lady that taught was sober for 6 years, she said she still gets tempted to take a drink, and just that it never really seems to go away completely.
Yeah, I didn't really understand how they have setbacks, but I guess I kind of understand how they can have it after that.
I realized that alcoholism is very insidious and it can progress slowly, so that they didn't realize they're an alcoholic. It didn't start out that way all the time. It's it sneaks up on them.
Do they have any traditions or ceremonies that they perform at every meeting, or every once in a while at a meeting or anything?
They have coins for I don't know what they're called, milestone coins or something for if you're 30 days sober, you get a coin. And someone got a 30-day, right?
Yeah.
Someone got a 30-day, and then someone got their coin for starting out. It was the first one you get when you admit you have a problem. And that was really cool when that happened.
Awesome to see.
And I think the coins went up. It was 30 days, 60 days, just
Nice.
progressive milestones, yeah.
How is alcohol absorbed?
20% is absorbed in the stomach and 80% is in the small intestine. And once the alcohol is absorbed in the small intestine, it's transported to the liver.
How is alcohol metabolized?
Enzymes in the liver metabolize the alcohol, namely alcohol dehydrogenase. Until all the alcohol is metabolized, it travels throughout your bloodstream and it affects your central nervous system. So that's motor skills and judgment impairs you. And the liver can metabolize 1 drink per hour, and 10% of the alcohol you consume is unmetabolized, 5% of it is breathed out, and that's how breathalyzers work, and then 5% of it comes out in your urine.
I wouldn't say that it influences the way I drink, but I definitely try to drink less because I know how it affects me when I'm hungover the next day, but I don't really think about the long-term effects when I'm drinking. But I've definitely stopped drinking vodka and hard liquor because I know that it really affects my acid reflux and it makes me feel bad the next day. So
I know that alcohol is not good for your body. It's essentially poison. That's why you throw up when you drink it. But I wouldn't say knowing that changes the way that I drink at all, the way I think about it. We're young. I'm not going to binge drink for the rest of my life, and I don't even do it very frequently now compared to how some people do it. And while it's not good for my body, I think that I'll live a long enough and healthy enough life in the long run that it should cancel out the effects like liver damage and things like that.
Okay, so alcohol affects your nutrition in excess. It can cause a protein deficiency because it depresses your protein synthesis, and some people might replace alcohol for a meal. Your stomach cells become inflamed, and then your intestinal cells are unable to absorb important vitamins such as folate and B12. And then some of the risks associated with excess alcohol is night blindness, breast cancer in women. Just 1 drink a day can cause that. High blood pressure, brain damage, anemia, and emotional and social problems.
In 2013, 16.6 million people had an alcohol use disorder at the age of 18 or older, and 10.8 of those were men and 5.8 was women. And 1.3 million out of those 16.6 got help at a special rehab center or other special facilities. And out of the age group 12 to 17, 697,000 had an alcohol use disorder in 2013, and 385,000 was girls, and 311,000 were boys. And out of those, 73,000 got help at a special rehab center or other facilities. And in the U.S., each year, 88,000 people die from some kind of alcohol-related abuse or anything like that. And more than 7 million kids live in a household with alcohol abuse of some sort.
I would never not eat, but from past experiences I learned that if I had like smaller meals, then it's easier for me to get drunk and I don't have to drink as much. So like instead of having a really big dinner, I'll have like a lighter dinner at like 4 o'clock so that by the time I'm drinking, I'm not like really full.
I always try and eat like a pretty substantial meal before I drink because like I know my body will not tolerate me not eating and then drinking on an empty stomach. It would just lead to me throwing up, honestly, and that's just a night ruiner. But I do have a friend that purposely like skips eating dinner so that she can get really drunk, and it just never leaves till a good night. She always ends up sick in the bathroom on the floor.
I drink because it's fun and you get to meet new people. Like if you were completely sober, would you really go up to a boy you think it's cute? No. It makes you be braver and have more fun, you know? To get drunk.
Drink because it gets me drunk and it's very fun to be drunk with your friends and family and boyfriends.
I like to drink because I like what alcohol does. It gives me confidence!
What should I do before drinking?
Before drinking, you should definitely have dinner. Eating dinner that contains high natural fat is good because it takes longer for the body to digest. So that means it takes longer for the alcohol to get absorbed into your system. These are also some foods that you should try to incorporate while you're eating dinner. Pickles are good because they contain electrolytes and sodium, and so that helps replenish your body after you've been drinking. And hummus is good because it's a natural source of B vitamins, which also help replenish your body. Eggs are good because they are amino acids, which help break down the alcohol toxins in your body. Olive oil is good because it lines your intestines, which helps the body to, the alcohol doesn't get absorbed as easy.
What should I do while I'm drinking?
While you're drinking, these are some foods that you can eat. Nuts are good because, again, they contain many B vitamins and other vitamins that help keep your body in a normal state. Fruit is good because it contains vitamins, minerals, and potassium, which will also help keep it in a normal state. Drinking water is good, even though you don't want to. You should try to alternate between water and alcohol while you're having a good time.
I'm an unmotivated Clemson student, and I got wasted last night, and I'm so hungover. What should I do after drinking to help me feel better?
After drinking the next morning, you need more calories, so you should definitely eat breakfast. Eating easy to digest foods are good, like cereal and toast. Alka-Seltzer is also really good. It helps to settle your stomach because it contains sodium bicarbonate. Multivitamins are also very important because they replace the body's nutrients that you lost. Drink lots of fluids like orange juice, Gatorade, and of course water. And then sleeping. Your body actually has the natural capacity to heal it on its own, so just sleep a lot. And then once you're feeling better, maybe exercise, and then your body will feel better too.